All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 33 of Sassy Southern Belle. My name is Breezy, and yes, I am very sassy. I am very Southern. Am I a Southern Belle? Probably not by the technical terms, but I'm a very sassy Southern Belle. If you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe. This past Sunday was Palm Sunday. This Friday is Good Friday. And hello, this Sunday is Easter. With that being said, this is our Easter edition and love Easter. So that is just one of my favorite things I have loved ever since I was a kid. And you're probably wondering, like, what about Easter is it that I love? Well, one thing I love about Easter is that for me it was a sense of normalcy growing up. Like I knew what to expect. Like I would wake up, get an Easter basket, go Easter egg hunting and have a good Thanksgiving lunch or dinner in this case. Well, not Thanksgiving, Easter lunch and dinner. But yes, like I love the Easter baskets, and this is a tradition I hope to continue on with my future children one day. Lord knows, Easter is gonna be a requirement for me. I don't care. And here's the thing: as you get older about Easter, the older you get, you will still love an Easter basket. It's just the contents in the basket just changed a little bit. That's okay. I still stand by that. But I also love the day after Easter. Can you guess why I love the day after Easter? If you've guessed everything goes 50% off, including the candy, you are correct. Correct, correct, correct. But anyway, before I do that, let's I have a very fun episode filled with a brief history of Easter because a lot of people seem to have forgotten the Easter and stuff in general. And it's like some traditions and stuff like that, and even more like the commercialization of it and stuff like that. But here we are. There's even some Easter superstitions. Did you know that? But before I dive into all that, why don't we go and talk about listen to watch some TikToks real quick? I know you love those.
To imagine that it's anything other than the push play with Gilliam kind of, giving the shove and letting your big 250-pound, big booty quarterback try to sneak his way in there.
You can't convince me that Brady was not paid to say that, or he lost a bet and he had to say that. Convince me otherwise, but that's just too funny. He's not wrong about Josh Allen. Haley Steinfeld is a very, very, very lucky lady. And he's also very lucky too, because have you seen Haley Steinfeld? Yes. But I do love me some Josh Allen, even though I am not a Buffalo Bills fan. What can I say? I love the sport. Here's our next TikTok.
Why is the dog in here?
She has a question for you.
She does?
Yeah, she wants to know when you can schedule her baptism.
I'm not baptizing your dog. That's
But
called
Freddie
a
needs
bath.
to be baptized. She's given her heart to the Lord and she wants to be baptized.
Yeah, we have pictures.
Based on what I know, she's got yet to get a little salvation going.
Oh,
Her and all the other dogs.
judgy.
That was not judgy. No, she's a unit.
Oh my gosh. Listen. I love seeing this on TikTok. I love seeing like the trends when there are people are inviting people to their dogs' baptism and all that, and now they're like asking and stuff. So funny story. My dad, he's a pastor, and we just got moved to a church campus. Very excited about that. But I laugh every time I tell this story. Okay, so he was at like this. He went to since he's a pastor, he does like these home visits and stuff like that. And while he was doing a home visit, there was an old lady there. He went to an old lady's house, and she literally asked him, "Well, okay, so we're gonna be doing like my dog just died," and he felt really bad about that. Uh, I'm laughing for a point, I promise. And he comforted her because he's a dog lover. Because legit, they had a home online for a stray that they found. And he just looks at my mom and goes, "Christy, I fell in love with her. We can't get rid of her." And she's like, this is gonna be your Father's Day present for the next 16 years. So just know that. He's like, I'll take it. Anyway, she was like, can you officiate my dog's funeral? He's like, ma'am, I don't know what to, I d- he was trying to be nice and gentle about it, and she was like, well, I was gonna pay $1,000 to whoever did it. He goes, why didn't you tell me a dog was Baptist? I love him for that. But this old lady, like, she was so sweet, and you could tell she loved her dog. And honestly, if that would have been me, I would have been like, you didn't have to pay me. I would have done it. Because I am a dog lover myself. That's the funny part about all of this. Here's our next TikTok.
I bless you, Daddy. You're gonna be strong and you're gonna get lots of money. And you will have 5 wives one day.
Amen.
Mommy! He said amen!
Wait, what? No.
Look, I don't care if this is AI or not. That is freaking hilarious. Oh my gosh, the dad was just going along, fell into a trap his kid is at. You can tell that kid's a mama's boy. I do not care if that's AI. Look, if my kid did that to my future husband, I wouldn't be mad. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing on that one. Because hopefully my future husband will understand it's a joke, and he's gonna know that I'm gonna be laughing alongside, trying to keep a straight face and everything. Because chances are I'll already know if it's the truth or not, if I'm being honest. I am the FBI agent in my friend group for a reason. Just saying. But here's our next TikTok.
This party's kind of lame. Do you want to head out?
Yeah, let me just say goodbye to everybody first.
No. Can we not? Let's just do an Irish goodbye. Okay. Yeah. No, I think I can do an Irish goodbye. Wait. Goodbye, everyone. Oh my god. Goodbye. Why are they all looking at me like that? That was not an Irish goodbye. You're right. I should have done a heel click. No.
Oh my gosh. Look, I love that Marnie Piper and her enemy from the second movie are dating. I don't forget his name. Don't judge me. But come on now. Like, if my future husband did this, I would have let him embarrass himself, and then I would have snuck out before I had the chance to be recognized. This is hilarious. Like, hey, I love to do an Irish goodbye anytime I get to. Because sometimes I'm an introvert through and through, and sometimes if you're in a situation where you just need a moment, and I can only be around crowds so long that I'm forced to be around. Then there's those occasions where I'm like voluntarily out of crowd, but come on, Irish goodbye is hilarious. I personally but here's our next TikTok. Okay, I'm still impressed that she managed to do it that many times. Super impressed. One, I wish I had that flexibility to landing in a garbage can. I would have just popped up and went ta-da like it was all part of the act. If I'm being honest, but come on, that is amazing though. Like that many backflips, I am not flexible whatsoever. Trampoline doesn't count because you're literally in the air doing gravity, letting gravity take control most of the time. Anyway, here is our last TikTok before we really dive into the episode, okay?
I'm sorry, are you questioning my integrity as a scientist?
If the lab room disposable shoe cover fits.
Was that a science disc?
Yeah.
Was it a good one? What would a theoretical...
Okay, look. I'm not a scientist. I would not get the joke, but I do love the Big Bang Theory. And I feel like Sheldon and Amy were a great couple. And this was really fun for them, I feel like. So I'm just curious, like, how long did it take them not to laugh every time? Please help me understand that, because that was just, look, that is just so funny for them. And like I said, I love the Big Bang. What can I say? I'm a nerd. I'm a weirdo at the same time. But yeah. But let's dive into our episode like today, shall we? Yeah, we all our little 10 minutes of TikToks out of the way. Okay, as I said earlier, Easter is one of my favorite holidays of all time. I think it's just because I think it's just one of those things because I grew up like in a very where God was center, okay? And that's the thing. And I'm not trying to teach religion on you and nothing like that, I promise. But a lot of people also call Easter Resurrection Sunday because they don't want to give the bunny the credit. And a lot of people, I don't think they understand like the true history of Easter. Which kids, I get it though. Like your kids, let them have that moment where they're like believing the Easter bunny and stuff like that. I am a complete understander of that whatsoever. But here's a little bit of history. This is a 2,000-year-old holiday that is celebrating the resurrection of Jesus 3 days after his crucifixion. And it was rooted in the Jewish Passover, and it marks the end of Lent, a 40-day fasting period, with modern traditions such as eggs and rabbits, and blends ancient pagan spring festivals that symbolize a new life with the Christian resurrection themes. Now, here are some key historical aspects of Easter. Um, I think that are important. It commemorates the resurrection of Jesus Christ, as described in the New Testament, following the death of his crucifixion, which occurred in the Passover festival. And there was also the origin. It was believed to derive from Esther Austria, which is an Anglo-Saxon goddess who is the spring and fertility. And we'll get to the eggs in a second. Now, the connection to the Passover is where it was Jesus' Last Supper. How many of us remember that? Exactly. And which was a Passover feast. And early Christians often held their celebrations in tandem with the Jewish holiday as well. In 325 CE, the Council of Nicaea formally separated the days as well. Um, there are some symbols of Easter that I think are important as well. For example, the eggs. We know as a kid we just like going around dyeing eggs or those plastic eggs and just finding them because they're fun, and then maybe eating the eggs afterwards. I will say this though, real quick. As far as boiling eggs go, I hate boiling eggs with a passion. So I'm gonna have to. My future children, hopefully, they share that same love for me. If not, I will have to tough it up. I will have to tough it up and boil eggs with them. Like I'm okay once you get them boiled, but it's like then I'm okay. Then we can have fun with the dying part. But smell boiled eggs smell terrible. I stand by that statement. Anyway, there's also the Easter Bunny, and that also comes from the German tradition of a hare delivering eggs representing fertility and springtime renewal. Then we have Easter clothing, and how many of us know especially if we grew up with our grandparents and stuff like that, we literally was like, we had to wear our Easter best. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know those dresses you save only for Easter and stuff like that? Exactly. And this is what early Christians wore new white dresses to symbolize baptism and a new life of Christ. Here's the thing. I have a few white clothing items, but I hardly ever wear it. See, I stain clothes way too easily, and I am not going to be able to do it. And I'm not going to. But I want to talk about the traditions real quick of Easter and some of the symbolisms. For example, the Easter eggs. Did you know that ancient Babylonians and pagans would exchange eggs to celebrate spring? And Christians would adapt this using eggs to represent the resurrection with red dye symbolizing the blood of Christ. And this was decorated eggs to become popular in the Middle Ages because they were one of the forbidden during Lent and the planting which marks them at the end of the fast. The Easter bunny, which is associated with the goddess Esther, with the hair was a symbol of fertility due to its high reproductive rates. In German folklore, the Easter hare was known for like laying eggs for children in the gardens, with the first mention, which was first mentioned in 1772. I should do TikToks on these. Then there's the Easter clothing. In early Christians, Doot, doot, doot. There you go. Will wear white robes for a week following the baptism at Easter to represent new life. And over time, this evolved into wearing new clothes to symbolize renewal, and by 1800s, dressing up in Easter for Easter parades. Also, there's the Easter food, like lamb has been frequently eaten for Easter dinner. I can't eat lamb. I like lambs. They're so cute. But I can also, but yeah, I can eat deer meat. Don't, and they're so cute. Don't judge me. I was raised in the South, okay? I like what I like. And this stems from the Jewish Passover meal representing the sacrifice of Jesus, the Paschal lamb. Then there's the Easter baskets, which was my favorite part as a kid. And again, I will say this till I die. No matter how old you get, you'll still love your Easter baskets. It's just what's in the Easter baskets may change over time. Okay, I will say that. But they have evolved from the tradition of bringing baskets of food, including eggs, to church and being blessed. There's also the name origin, which is derived from the Anglo-Saxon goddess, who was celebrated in April and the goddess of the spring and dawn. Then there's the timing of it. Um, Now, early Christian leaderships established a date that coincided with the first Sunday, the 14th day of the first full moon in spring, connecting it to the timing of the Jewish Passover. Interesting, right? Now, let's talk about my favorite traditions. I know, I love it, I love it, I love it! I'm getting excited for this one. Like I said, Easter is one of my favorite holidays. Now, one of my not so favorite traditions, and this is like, okay, so a little backstory. My dad, I call him dad. He's my unofficial adopted dad. So, fortunately, I didn't have to grow up doing the whole sunrise service, nothing like that. And every year for Easter, he tries to get me to come to Easter sunrise service. And I tell him every time, you and I both know I ain't waking up that early. Look, I'm the only time I get up early is when I have to work or I'm going on a trip somewhere. That's the only time you'll ever see me waking up early. I stand by that statement. You can't convince me otherwise. Oh my gosh. But anyway, that is how I feel about Easter sunrise service. That unless you're forcing me to go as a child, yes. However, if I were to go, I'd be asleep the whole time. I have no shame in that one whatsoever. Come on. How many of y'all in the comments, be honest, will go to an Easter sunrise service? Not me. But what are some of my favorite traditions? One is opening Easter baskets. I love doing that because you never know what you'll find. It's like waking up finding treasure. Then there's dyeing Easter eggs, which was super fun. Not boiling the eggs, because that smell is terrible. Convince me otherwise, but I cannot stand the smell of eggs. I really can't, but I love to dye Easter eggs. Then there's the hunt for Easter eggs. Hello? Who doesn't love hunting Easter eggs? It's always been a competition too. A lot of people would do it, so and make it a competition for the children. Like, especially if the grandparents were involved, they would literally put like money and stuff in it just for give extra motive for finding that one egg. Um, then there's the eating the hollow chocolate bunnies. I know a lot of people are gonna judge me for this, but I love it, especially the cookies and cream version. Heaven! Now I have a strawberry version, and if you know me, I hate strawberries. I can drink it, but I can't eat it. It has a weird texture to it. I know. Then there's going to church. Not sunrise service, but church service. I love that. I love seeing everybody in their Easter best, and everything else. Now let's talk about the commercializations of Easter because it wasn't always commercialized to begin with, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. Easter commercializations began in the late 19th century with produced chocolate, accelerating heavily by the 1950s and 60s. And retailers will feel this shift to bridge the gap between the Christmas and the summer, transforming the religious holidays into a secular gift giving event focused on candy, toys, and apparel. Look, and here's the thing, I'm not completely against the commercialization of it because that would be hypocritical of me because I love the chocolate and stuff, especially the day after. But as a kid, I would say let your kid enjoy that moment. They're only kids so long. And I believe children need to be children as long as they can at the end of the day. But here are some things that led to the commercializations of Easter. In the late 1800s, early 1900s, Cadbury and other companies began to mass manufacture chocolate eggs. The greeting in the industry rabbits around the time. And from the 1910s to the 1930s, Easter parades became popular, driving clothing sales and jelly beans, which became standard in an Easter basket. Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I hate jelly beans. I used to love them as a kid, but as I've gotten older, I can't stand jelly beans. I know it's weird. Don't judge me. Then there's from the 1950s to the 1960s, where the Easter Bunny became a highly markable figure, kind of mimicking like the Santa Claus. And honestly, here's the thing: you can't believe in the Easter Bunny for as long as they can. Just let children be children, guys. Like teach them okay, this eventually as they get older, you can give them little signs about why we really celebrate Easter, but can we just let children be children at the end of the day? They're only children once, and they want a happy child. I want children to have a happy childhood. And I probably said it because I didn't have the best childhood growing up, so I just believe children should be children, not have to grow up as fast. I know, I know. Anyway, then there's the 1950s there was the adoption of specialized and secured packaging which allowed for the widespread distribution of fragile and ornate chocolate eggs. I could eat a chocolate egg all day, I'm not gonna lie. Chocolate is my vice, especially cookies and cream in particular. Yeah, don't give me the whole spiel about how white chocolate isn't really chocolate. Get over it, okay? You saw at the beginning of the video, this video may offend you or whatever, yeah. Okay. Anyway, also, I want to talk about some Easter Sunday superstitions. For example, wearing new clothes means if you wear something new on Easter, it ensures good luck for the rest of the year. It also means in eating an egg first thing on Easter morning is said to guarantee health throughout the year. And sleeping on Easter Sunday is believed to bring bad luck. Then it is believed that the sun dances at sunrise on Easter to celebrate the resurrection. Then there is the washing ritual, where if you washing with undefiled water, it brings strength and health. Now let's talk briefly about Good Friday, because at the recording of this video, it is a Thursday. I hopefully want to get this video out before tomorrow, so bear with me, please. But Good Friday, here's the thing: getting a haircut on Good Friday is believed to prevent haircuts for the rest of the year, and although some believe it makes your hair grow thicker. Then there's the no iron in work. It is traditionally believed that no iron tool should be entered onto the ground, meaning no gardening or digging on Good Friday. And as far as baking and eggs go, bread and hot cross buns on Good Friday morning are said to never go moldy and could be used to treat stomach issues. And eggs laid on this day is thought to stay fresh forever. Interesting. Then there is some water restrictions. In some cultures, it's warned that swimming in the sea at noon on Good Friday will turn you into a fish or a mermaid. I want to be a mermaid. Can I be a mermaid? I grew up watching H2O, Little Mermaid, and stuff like that. Let me have my moment, okay? Let me be a mermaid. Anyway, then there is the Good Friday birth. It is believed that a child born on Good Friday and baptized on Easter Sunday is believed to possess the gift of healing. I'm a summer baby, so I wouldn't know about that. But what are some common myths and protective rituals? Did you know there's something called the Easter bonfire, which ancient rituals would use to involve large fires to welcome spring and protect households from illness? And eggs are likely linked to fertility and were often hidden or used to hunt to protect against bad luck. And willow trees are also in some regions the weeping willow is considered bad luck due to its connection to the crucifixion. Then here are some common myths. The Easter parade, which originated from a superstition that would start clothing to bring that new clothing would bring luck. And then there's the dancing sun, which many believed that the sun at sunrise was used to celebrate the resurrection. Yeah. But that is it for this episode. I want you all to have a good Friday, a happy Easter. Because this is one of those holidays where just spend time with your family. Or if you don't have family to be around, go to church. Or find you a nice church to go to. Or whatever religion you celebrate. I'm not pushing my religion on you. But, you'll never know what happens, okay? At the end of the day. But thank y'all for joining in. I'll see you next time as we talk about who knows what, honestly.